Hey guys, my name is Mr. Bushcraft Survival and today I'm bringing you guys another tent review. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, so if I'm a little bit rusty, forgive me. But basically I'm bringing you guys a tent review today of this ProAction Hike Lite 1 tent. It's a one-person backpacking tent, and guys, I think it's a really good tent. So to start with, we'll talk about the fly sheet and the floor sheet. They are both made from polyester and both have a 2000mm hydrostatic head, which basically means that they can withstand up to 2000mm of rain. Also, the inner sheet here is made from breathable polyester. Now the two poles, the larger one at the front and the smaller one at the back, are pre-angled and are made from Duraluminium, which basically means that they are very light, extremely light actually, which is exactly what you want from a backpacking tent. Now if I show you guys the guy ropes, these are just the basic guy ropes that come with the tent. You can however change them. I've got two versions of this tent. This version, which is just as the basic guy ropes that come with the tent, and another version which I'll show you guys in a second, and the guy we bought it off has actually changed the guy ropes, which has brought it down in weight even more, made it even lighter. So I'd also like to bring you guys around here and show you something which I think is really interesting. I've never seen this in another tent before. So you've got these wee buckles which are just exactly like the buckles you would find in your rucksack, and it means that whenever you're putting this fly sheet on, if it is raining or something, or if you need to get it on really quickly, literally all you have to do is throw it over and go around, and I think there's about 6 or 7 of these wee buckles around the tent, and all you do is clip them in, and then that's your fly sheet done, done and dusted, and that's it basically up. So before we go inside and show you guys inside, I'd like to show you this. So this is the second version of the tent we have. This is exactly the same tent. Obviously, like I said, the guy ropes have been changed, but it's exactly the same tent, the ProAction Hike Lite 1. It's exactly the same as this, and look at how small it is. If I compare it to the size of the tent, obviously this is the tent up and this is the tent whenever it's compressed down and compact. It's very small, and it means that it could really easily just fit inside your rucksack. Now the tent itself, its measurements are 100 centimeters high, 300 centimeters long and 120 centimeters wide. And if you guys happen to buy the tent and want the measurements, it's just on the bag right here, and we'll maybe zoom in and let you see that there. So really, this is probably one of my favourite things about this tent, the fact that it's so small, and also you've got the compression sack, which means you can pull it even smaller and even tighter. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the inside of the tent itself. As you can see, there's one vent here, which you can actually, if you really need, put it down like that, or again, you can stick it back up like that and open it back up. So there's a very small porch in this tent. Obviously it's a one-man tent, so you only need a small porch, and the porch is obviously just big enough to fit in your rucksack and your boots. And the door comes across like this. So as you can see, it's the tent itself, the inner itself is at an angle, which means that you could stick your boots or something up there in your bag down here, or if it was raining and you need to do a bit of cooking, you can stick a pole up here, hold the porch open like that, and do your cooking inside there. So let's go on into the tent itself. So as you can see, obviously it's a one-man tent, so there isn't an awful lot of room inside it. But one thing you do notice immediately as soon as you get in is the height of the tent. So for a one-man tent, it's very high. I can easily sit up like this and talk to you guys, and it means that if you're sleeping and you sit up, you're not going to be whacking your head off anything. It's quite a long tent, you know. I had a guy in here that's probably around 6 foot, and he fit in absolutely no problem. So it's quite a long tent, and it's got a number of vents here, or mesh vents. One on the top, there's 2 at either side here, and 2 down at the bottom. The only one real vent is the one I showed you guys outside, but there are some more mesh inside it, which means that we'll reduce the condensation obviously. However, for a one-man tent there isn't really much condensation at all anyway. So just very simple on the inside. Really, it's just meant to do you one night. So one last thing I'd like to show you guys before we go is this. If you're buying any tent at all, buy this stuff, Nick Wax. Basically, you just spray it on the tent, you rub it in with your hand. We've already sprayed this tent this morning, and it means that it will make it more waterproof and also more solar proof, which means the sun will do less damage to it as well. And one last thing guys, just something new I'm going to add into each of my reviews. I'm going to give it a rating out of 10, 10 obviously being the best and 0 being the worst. So this I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. The reasons I'm giving it such a high rating is because it's really lightweight, it's really easy to put up. As long as you know what you're doing, it's really easy and quick to put up. It compacts down to a very small size, and it's quite spacious and quite big for a one-person tent. The reason I didn't give it the full 10 is because you actually have to put the inner up first. So if it's raining, if it's misty or whatever, the inner could potentially get quite wet, which means it could be quite uncomfortable for you to sleep in it. But as long as you know what you're doing and get it up quick, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So as always guys, thank you for this review. I hope you guys liked it. This is the ProAction Hike Lite 1 tent. If you guys want it, just look it up. It's quite cheap. I believe we got these for about $12.99. You can get it some places for £14. It normally isn't too expensive. It's quite a cheap tent, which is really good because it's a really high quality, great tent. So I've been Mr. Bushcraft Survival, guys. Thank you as always. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time guys, I'll see you.